We're reading part three now of our favorite poet. He's our favorite poet right now.
Mhm.
He's Saigyo, which is unlikely. How come this guy is so cool? How did he get to be cool? Saigyo is a sort of Buddhist poet from 12th century Japan. I was offered a tour of High Sierra. See, I have an High Sierra on the computer now, but I turned it down for a tour of to the great, to the north, to the, see, Saigyo used to travel and write travel poetry, so Basho followed in his footsteps. We're now reading part three of We're in Spring of Saigyo. He says, viewing cherries in spring dawn, hearing a bush warbler's call, it says, the color of the blossoms must be dyed in that sound. A warbler's call lovelier than ever in spring dawn. The color of the blossoms must be dyed in that sound. A warbler's call lovelier than ever in spring dawn. That's from that would be from his Poems of Mountain Home collection. Pretty cool. And the next poem, take a good look, even the blossoms of the old cherry seem sad. How many more times will they see the spring? Goodness. Now his cherry tree is sad.
Just once.
Mhm. The cherry tree wants to see spring. I think they use a noun or an image and then they really just express a feeling.
It's like see themselves in a way,
It's a reflection of their own feeling, they say.
It's like self-reflection, like himself also.
This is like pre haiku poetry, like waka poetry.
It's like he is the flower, he is self-reflecting how many times he would realize that.
Wow. It says,
Read it once more.
take a good look, even the blossoms of the old cherry seem sad. How many more times will they see the spring?
He seems to be all
Well, is it himself or is it the blossoms?
they
The
become
tree? Or
becomes one. I can see.
that's all one thing if you believe in
He becomes one.
oneness, right?
Because he loves them so much, he becomes one.
But remember, if he's an enlightened Buddhist, he's almost one with the blossoms too. Mountain path, fallen blossoms. First snowfall of cherry petals starting to scatter.
You can imagine that.
Oh, how hateful, tramping through it over the pass from Shrinkay. Well, he's not so happy about the snowfall. First snowfall of cherry petals.
Not snow, it's a cherry petals, like they fall like snowflakes.
Well, here's what he says. He says, first snowfall of cherry petals, starting to scatter. How hateful, trampling through it over the pass from Shinga.
Yeah, he's passing his path, and there is it's like the flakes are falling like snow. It's amazing to picture that.
Mm. Oh, like snow. It's falling like snow. Yeah, it is spring. So it must still be spring.
It is.
Yeah.
The petals fall.
Yeah, it looks like snow if they're white, maybe. Gazing at them, I've grown so very close to these blossoms. To part with them when they fall seems bitter indeed.
Although it's so beautiful, I can imagine, and he's passing by,
Phew,
still he feels sad because they fall on the road.
unbelievable. Can imagine what happened to this video. This poem seems to be in the two collections, Shinku Kasu, and it says it appears in two collections.
He doesn't have a book also where he also telling about where he's going.
Oh, a travel book?
Travel book, right?
No, it's not clear. He may have travel journals.
Maybe we should get one.
Maybe what did Basho read exactly? Basho, well, he wrote poems in locations there, like Yashimo. He had favorite spots, so you could follow the locations of the poems, and who knows about what did he say in journals? I don't know. We'll look at that. Recalling blossoms after they've scattered. Once I see the new green leaves, my heart may take to them too.
You see, because right after you have that fresh green.
Oh, after the blossoms?
Yeah, that's how they come.
Yeah, like a tree first has blossoms, then a bunch of green leaves.
And then that light, fresh green, and then it becomes dark.
Strange, huh?
So he describes all that.
Once I see the new green leaves, my heart may take to them too, if I think of them as mementos of blossoms that scattered. Mm-hmm.
He's sensitive to everything.
They have to be mementos of blossoms that scattered, though.
What it means to be
Mementos? Or notes. They're like, they're symbols and memories of the blossoms. Now he says, never visited the whole garden rank with low-growing kogan grass, who pushed a way through, coming to pick violets. What's that? Are the weeds picking violets? Never visited the whole garden rank with low-growing kogan grass, who pushed a way through, coming to pick violets? Question mark. What's that mean?
He's in a different field with violets. Lots of grass.
We're in the High Sierra. Why would we take a tour of High Sierra? Oh. All right. Azaleas on a mountain trail, moving from rock to rock. I don't like the titles. I think these titles made up by this author. We're reading in memory of Buddha's birthday, which is tomorrow. And Buddha has a birthday by many different dates, by many different traditions, and at least according to the Korean Zen Buddhist, it's tomorrow. Actually, it's the 22nd or something. May 22nd, but they're celebrating on Sunday the 20th. But anyways, let's continue with this. Moving from rock to rock, I clutch at azaleas, but not to pick them. On these steep slopes, I count on them for a handhold. That's unusual.
He's holding on them to climb.
He doesn't pick them because he got a hold onto them. Very interesting. Moving from rock to rock, I clutch at azaleas, but not to pick them. On
I don't
these
know. What
steep
azaleas?
slopes, I count on them for a handhold.
What azaleas?
Azaleas are azaleas. They're a flower, but they're like a thick-stemmed one, probably a big one.
Can you find it?
Yeah, not right now. This one I don't like the titles. I don't know if they're genuine. How hateful of someone to have planted them so close to the river bank. Sprays of Coria rose broken by the waves. This one says that Yamabuki, or Coria rose, is a large bush with showy yellow flowers that blooms in late spring. Those growing along the Tama River at the Iri south of Kyoto are frequently mentioned in early Japanese poetry. Wata Tamotsu, in his commentary on the poem, asserts that Saigyo is concerned not that the actual sprays of the plant will be broken in the water, but that their reflection will be distorted by the ripples. The original, which says blossoms of the Coria, may be taken either way. And he says, how hateful of someone to have planted them so close to the river bank. Sprays of Coria rose broken by the waves.
Yeah, the reflections. But even the reflections are actually, yeah, maybe the reflections in a lake where there's no motion is beautiful. But in a river, as he calls it, the broken somehow because the river runs. So he doesn't like to see that.
So, we were offered a tour of the High Sierra, but we took a tour of Japan with Saigyo. Now I still don't know if I like the titles, but I guess this title is Frogs. When we flood the mountain patties, grown over with sledge grass, what joyful faces on the croaking frogs. When we flood the mountain patties, grown over with sledge grass, what joyful faces on the croaking frogs. But the frogs like water. They like a flood. They like... Oh, do you think these frogs like the flood, or does it just his imagination? How could he know what the frogs think?
They're happy.
Maybe he's right though. Maybe you could maybe the frogs are happy.
They like water, so why?
They could act. He's probably watching the frogs, and he could be right. Here's more frogs. Muddy inlet, so scummy even moonlight won't linger there. It's home to us, says the croaking frogs. Muddy inlet, so scummy, even moonlight won't linger there. It's home to us, says the croaking frogs.
They're happy then.
The frogs like it there. I don't know. Saigyo wishes he was a frog. Remember how Basho then came out with his famous poem about the frog jumps in? We're reading from Poems of a Mountain Home, translated by Burton Watson.